Which ancient civilization do we have to thank for today's treat?
Find out next on Junk Feud.
Oh yeah, welcome to Junk Feud, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Liz.
Why did the egg get the day off?
Why did the egg get the day off? Does it have to do something with, like, he was cracked up or something?
No.
I don't know then why.
Because it was Friday.
Friday. The egg got the day off because it was Friday.
Uh-huh.
Like the egg was going to be fried, or that you can only have fries on Friday and not eggs?
What?
What?
Stop.
That one wasn't very good.
Stop.
Well, you didn't write it.
You're harassing me.
You don't have to feel like personally insulted that I didn't like the joke that you didn't write.
I feel personally victimized, actually.
You feel personally victimized, actually, that I didn't laugh at someone else's joke.
Yes.
Interesting. Why is that?
Stop.
That was a dad joke, a joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via X or Threads or Blue Sky at Junk Feud Pod, or via email to junkfeudpod@gmail.com, where we promise we will not actually victimize you if we don't laugh at your jokes. But probably we will laugh at your jokes because they're all very funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what else is funny, Liz?
What?
This show, welcome back, in fact, once again to the world's yeetest podcast.
The Giatist show on Earth. Built like an op, very mid, giving him the super buzz, and hitting him with the rest each and every week.
Alyssa.
Wait, Dad.
Yeah.
When we say built like an op, we should say built like an op that's very mid and giving him the ick, but not super buzz.
Why is that?
Because if you're built like an op, you're very mid and giving him the ick.
Yeah, but remember the way that we define those things, they're good.
Oh.
Built like an optometrist. Hey, I went to see my optometrist today.
Oh, what'd they say?
I have perfect 20/20 vision, actually.
Oh.
But also I'm old, which I could have told him. My teenage daughter tells me that every day. Also remember how we talked about nominative determinism on this show?
Sure.
Sure, yeah. Like people's names dictate what they do later in life. Like there are lots of dentists named Dennis.
Sure.
You're not going to believe this, but my optometrist's first name starts with the letter C. And his last name is Moore. He is literally Dr. C. Moore, and he's an optometrist. Isn't that unbelievable?
That's crazy.
I love it. You want to hear something crazy that happened this week?
What?
Well, it didn't happen this week. It happened last week, 2 weeks ago.
There's like no notes.
There's lots of notes. On
this week's snack?
Yeah.
There's only like a page.
There's like 2 pages. That's a lot.
Okay.
Would you like me to write more? You want me to write more notes?
No, I'm good.
Anyway, listen to this crazy thing that happened. This is not a thing that happens often, so I think we should call it out. You do recall, last month we visited friends of the show, Jim and Jenny, and their kids, Jack and Alex. Shout out to Jim and Jenny and Jack and Alex.
Yep.
We went to Austria to see them. And when we were there, Jim was telling me about this restaurant. It's in Copenhagen, in Denmark. It's called Noma, and he'd been trying to get a reservation there for like 6 years. Was ranked the #1 restaurant in the entire world, like 5 or 7 times or something like that. People treat it as a culinary pilgrimage. It's a big deal. He finally got a reservation. He and Jenny were going to go take a weekend, go have dinner in Denmark, see Copenhagen, hang out, eat an incredible, very expensive tasting menu. Come on back. He was like so stoked for this. He was telling us all about it. There was an Anthony Bourdain episode about the restaurant. It's been written up, 1 billion times. It has 3 Michelin stars, all that kind of thing. So fast forward, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Texas. My phone buzzes, and it's Jim. And he said, "Oh, my wife is sick. She can't make it to dinner. Do you want to fly to Denmark and meet me for dinner?" Just on a whim. Like I said, I should note, we are not the type of people that just fly halfway across the world on a whim to have dinner. This was a very special thing, but we did it. So I said yes. I came home from Texas on Tuesday. On Wednesday night, I flew to Copenhagen through Brussels. On Thursday night, we had dinner. And on Friday morning, I flew home through Munich.
Wow.
We were in the city for less than 24 hours. One of the most amazing meals I've ever had in my life. Do you want me to tell you about it?
Sure.
You're so excited to hear this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the caveat. While we were waiting to go to dinner, sitting in the hotel room, We watched the Anthony Bourdain episode where he ate at Noma, and the menu, Alyssa, was it was kind of odd. Do you like stunt foods, Liz? Like weird foods that people eat just for the reaction, like brains and guts and, strange creatures that are still alive or half alive or whatever?
No.
You're not going to eat like a fermented robin's egg or anything, right?
No.
Like a still living octopus?
No.
No, okay. Me neither. But this was one of those places, sort of. It's a place where the chef goes out and forages for local ingredients. You know what foraging is, right?
Yeah.
It's when you just find stuff, like out in the wild, and then you pick it and then you eat it.
Oh.
Like if you went out back and picked some dandelion greens and made a salad out of them.
I ate a dandelion before.
The whole flower?
No, when it was a puffball.
Oh, that's disgusting. Why would you do that?
Well, it wasn't my choice.
You were forced to eat a dandelion puffball?
It was in 5th grade.
That wasn't that long ago for you, by the way.
I was holding it.
You're saying it like it was a million years ago.
Well, my friend was holding it.
And you bit it?
No, Alex was holding it.
Shout out to Alex.
And she goes, Liz, open your mouth. So I was
So you did.
being dumb, and she shoved it in my mouth.
Oh my goodness. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Was it gross? Did you have to like spit it out like a cartoon? Like,
didn't really taste like anything. But I also did it
not.
again last year.
Oh.
Well, technically this.
Yeah, okay. Technically this year. So no more sympathy for you. Anyway, Alyssa.
And I will probably do it again.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
It was in 5th grade and also last year and probably this year.
And probably in years ahead.
Probably next year too. So Liz, this is one of those places where the chef like forages for local ingredients and he cooks them in novel ways. There's lots of fermentation, things like that. It was going to be unlike anything I had ever eaten before. And you know this about me, Alyssa, which is that I don't really like seafood.
No.
It's not a thing where like I'm weird and childish about it or anything like that. I just don't like it very much. I'm not allergic. I don't have anything against the practice. It's just not my taste. Every year I try new foods that come from the ocean just to make sure that I still don't like them, and I still don't like them. What's
the one thing you'll eat from the sea that you like actually don't mind?
I mean, there are certain things when they're prepared in certain ways that I can tolerate. I had a very lovely bowl of shrimp and grits when I was in Alabama last year.
I don't like shrimp.
I don't really like shrimp either, but it was fine. When I was a kid, I used to eat tuna salad sandwiches all the time. Grandma would make them for me on white bread. She had this little set of yellow plastic animal cookie cutters that she would use to cut the sandwiches into funny shapes, and I would eat a tuna salad sandwich that looked like an elephant or a giraffe or whatever.
Actually, you know what I've never had?
What's that?
Shrimp.
You've never had shrimp?
No.
Interesting. You might like it, actually. I bet if you had the shrimp at the hibachi place, you would like that. Because it tastes like all the other stuff at the hibachi place. Garlic and butter and soy sauce.
Probably.
So, Liz, the concept at this restaurant is that there are 3 seasons that they celebrate. In the fall, they have what's called forest season, where they serve things that come from the Danish forests. And in the summer, it's vegetable season or plant season. And they serve veggies that are cultivated or picked from the countryside. And when we went, Alyssa, it was ocean season. Ocean season. And that meant that the all 13 courses that we ate were inspired by or came from the oceans. So this was not my thing. And I was so looking forward to this because it's such an amazing experience, but also I was dreading it inside because I knew there were going to be things that were challenging to me, and I was not terribly excited for that. So do you want to hear the list of some of the things that I ate?
Sure.
Okay. The first course, Alyssa, it comes out a whole steamed dissected langoustine. Do you know what a langoustine is?
A lobster?
It's like a small lobster, yeah. Right, which is a thing that I've had before. I have gone out on a boat into the ocean off the coast of Maine and pulled a lobster out and taken it back to a campfire and steamed it and eaten it, and it wasn't for me. People love that.
Where'd you do that?
Well, in Maine.
When?
A couple years ago. Shout out to Mike and Jeff, the Howe brothers, who took us to their house to do that. Liz.
What?
The langoustine had its head, and all the meat had been removed and cooked and placed back into the head.
Oh, geez.
The meat from the head, and then it had like a cherry sauce on top of it. So I ate the head of a langoustine, and then all the rest of its body as well. I had a seaweed salad, Liz. Just all seaweed that this guy went and picked out of the ocean. And the dressing was like a clam ranch dressing. I ate sea urchin, Alyssa, like bright, fiery orange, gooey sea urchin. That one had pumpkin seeds on it.
Ew.
Yeah. The next dish was one that I actually liked, even though I can't bring myself to say that because of what it was. It was very thin slices of raw squid body served over a fermented barley cake.
Wait, what's fermented again?
Well, in this case, it was barley that was sprayed with a bacterial culture so that it started to rot. I mean, that's kind of what fermentation is.
Oh, is that like what fermented cabbage is? Like kimchi?
Yeah, like kimchi. That's right. Very good. Liz, I ate a salmon roe cake that was made up to be sort of like a foie gras torchon, but it wasn't. I had scallops.
I feel like I would like salmon if I tried it.
You probably would like salmon. It's very mild, not terribly fishy at all. Alyssa, one of the main courses was, get this, the whole head of a cod, a fish. The fish's head, just on this bed of salt. And inside of its head, inside of its open mouth in the head, was one of its bones that had been wrapped up with twine, so it was like a little utensil. And on the end of the bone was the fish's tongue, which had been barbecued.
Ew.
So I ate the cod tongue. And then next to that was a wasabi leaf on top of a scallop shell.
Like that.
Yeah, that's a cod right there. It's a fish. Listen to this, Alyssa. On top of the wasabi leaf, on top of a cabbage shell, sorry, not a cabbage shell, scallop shell, you've got cabbage in my head now, was a whole bunch of the cod roe, which are the eggs from the fish. And then on top of that, Alyssa, was the cod's eyeball.
I would starve.
This was called an eye pie, and we ate the eye pie.
You ate the eye?
We ate the fish's eye. Yeah, do you want to see a picture of it?
No.
Okay. Then the next course was some of the meat from the throat of the fish, and some of its cheek meat. And then there was a piece of burbot, like another kind of fish that was speared on a sea snail shell. And then there were some desserts, which were not actually made of fish, but had some fishy components to them. Would you eat a fish's eyeball?
No.
I never thought that I would either. It was so wild. And we're watching the restaurant of one of the greatest chefs in the world prepare ingredients that we would never eat under normal circumstances. And for most of these things, Liz, I actually like them. I gagged a little bit at the scallop. I just don't like scallops that very, very much. But the whole thing was in this weird sort of amazing environment. The chef and the staff were able to sort of live and work with total creative control. It was unbelievable. I can't believe I ate a fish eyeball, though. Is there anything like that you just absolutely would not eat ever? Is a fish eyeball on that list? Probably. Are you totally grossed out right now?
Yes.
You're making a face. This is radio, so no one can see you grimacing
Nasty.
and just being disgusted.
You know what I probably wouldn't eat?
What's that, bud?
Just hear me out.
Okay.
Like a wolf.
A wolf? You wouldn't eat wolf meat?
Mm-mm.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to eat wolf meat.
Or like a jellyfish.
Jellyfish? Interesting. I'm not sure that many people do eat jellyfish.
I wonder, can you even eat a jellyfish?
I don't know. You definitely can eat wolf meat, though. I mean, I'm sure there are some of those big game type of butcher shops where you can get just about any type of meat, and there's wolf meat
Reduced blood pressure.
Oh, the collagen in the jellyfish gives you reduced blood pressure. Some jellyfish are safe to eat, it says there. And a good source of several nutrients. So yeah, I guess you can eat a jellyfish.
Oh, people actually eat this.
You're looking at photos of what look like jellyfish noodles, Alyssa. Oh, and you're gagging. Can we make you vomit on the show again? Again? Oh, I hope not. Anyway, Liz.
I almost threw up at the mac and cheese we had to eat.
What mac and cheese you had to eat?
We had to make mac and cheese in my consumer science class.
Consumer sciences class, that's right.
And it had dried onions that were the nastiest.
In mac and cheese?
Yes.
Dehydrated onions in mac and cheese?
Yes.
That's odd, isn't it?
It was, oh my goodness, it was the worst mac and cheese. Oh.
You know, I actually like dehydrated, rehydrated onions. Those are the little onions that are on McDonald's hamburgers, the ones that sort of pop in your mouth that taste like little crispy bits. Oh, those are my favorite part of McDonald's burgers. Anyway, Liz, we were saying, speaking of things that I used to not eat.
Yeah.
Hey, that reminds me of this week's snack.
Up next on Junk Feud, it's
chocolate ice cream, Liz.
Yeah.
That's right. We're continuing with our two-part episode, vanilla ice cream versus chocolate ice cream. It's another big one, obviously.
Up there.
On last week's episode, you gave vanilla ice cream, plain vanilla, Alyssa, as we said, an A+, and we crowned it the new reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks.
Yeah.
Well, Alyssa, today, vanilla ice cream faces its arch enemy, its sworn rival, the yin to its yang, the Amos to its Andy, it's Nega Scott, if you're a fan of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which used to be your favorite movie when you were little. Liz, it's chocolate ice cream.
Ramona.
I love that song. The version of that song that Scott sings to Ramona that's supposed to be like very dumb and bad because he writes her a song. But then at the end, over the credits, Beck, the musical artist Beck, sings the song, and it's so haunting and beautiful. It's a wonderful song.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of wonderful, Liz, what's chocolate ice cream?
Ice cream flavored with a natural or artificial chocolate flavoring.
That's right.
The second most popular ice cream flavor in the world.
That's it. Thank you. Good night. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. That's chocolate ice cream.
Peace.
Any final thoughts, Alyssa?
No.
Well, how about some history? No? You don't want to know anything about chocolate ice cream?
Reminds me of social studies.
History reminds you of social studies?
Yeah.
Because of Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton's Funko Pops?
Stop.
Like you were telling me before we started recording?
I was having them duel.
Liz.
What?
Just like vanilla ice cream before it, you can trace the history of chocolate ice cream to Mexico. Can you believe that?
Actually, kinda.
Yeah.
Because of the cocoa bean?
Yeah, you got it, kiddo. Now, we said that the ice cream itself...
Avocados in Mexico.
Avocado ice cream is really very good.
I want to try that because I love avocados.
I wonder, we were thinking about going to Taylor's, the local ice cream parlor tonight. You think they'll have avocado ice cream?
They don't. I was just there.
Oh, they don't? I
was there last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday?
Yeah.
You really have no concept of time, do you?
No.
I ate that puffball so long ago. It was 5th grade and also last year. We said, Liz, ice cream itself originally comes from what's now China, where they would mix snow and ice with fruit juices to create something that was sort of like more akin to a sorbet, actually. And of course, the world's most popular ice cream flavoring vanilla was derived from the seed pods of a rare exotic orchid that's indigenous to Mexico. And here for chocolate, Liz, the story is similar.
Heladeria.
Heladeria, yes.
Heladeria.
It's an ice cream parlor in Spanish, yes.
So, wait, ready? Okay, I'm gonna say we are going to the ice cream parlor at, just tell me a time.
6 o'clock.
Okay. So, nosotros vamos a la heladeria a las 6:00 de la tarde.
Wow, very good. 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I would have maybe gone with evening.
Evening actually starts at 7.
Oh, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
There's a hard and fast rule for that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. You seem very confident of that.
Well, that's just what my teacher told me to say.
So, Liz, that was very good, by the way. A+ on your Spanish.
Gracias.
Oh, there you go.
You have to say de nada.
De nada. Ice cream is what it is, Liz. The flavoring, in this case, the chocolate, can be traced back about 4,000 years ago to Mesoamerica, which is what is now Mexico, where, of course, like you said, cacao plants grow.
What? Cacao?
Cacao.
I thought it was cocoa.
Well, cocoa is what comes out of cacao beans.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. There were 3 ancient civilizations that lived there over time. The Olmecs, the Mayans, and the Aztecs. And all of them drank chocolate mixed with spices like cinnamon and cayenne, which is, interestingly enough, where we get modern day chocolate ice cream from. Do you want to know how?
How?
Okay, in the 1600s, people are starting to discover frozen treats. The first flavors that were turned into ice cream were popular drinks because they were already liquids, so all you had to do was freeze and agitate them so they became creamy and able to be eaten frozen. So the first ice cream flavors were things like tea and coffee and hot chocolate or chocolate ice cream. You know, I had a frozen hot chocolate from the Coffee Potter today.
I always have frozen hot chocolate.
Yeah, shout out to Coffee Potter.
Dunkin' has a good frozen hot chocolate.
Is it as good as Coffee Potter? I don't know if I've ever had it.
I
I'll have to try the Dunkin' one.
It's pretty good, though.
So, Liz, the first ever recipe for chocolate ice cream was published in 1692, but not in Mexico. It was in Naples, Italy, Alyssa.
Oh, Naples, Italy, so pretty.
It is. It's gorgeous. In the cookbook, The Modern Steward, by a man named Antonio Latini, who was the first minister to the Spanish Neapolitan viceroy at the time. Did you get all that?
Sure.
Liz, what else was going on in 1692?
The Salem witch trials began.
Uh-huh.
Like the Hocus Pocus witches?
Exactly like that, yes.
Wait, are they actually a real thing?
The Salem witch trials were real things. Real witches, not real witches, real women accused of being witches were put to death, yes, in Salem.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The 9 Years' War continued.
Uh-huh. How long did that one go on for, do you think?
9 years.
Good guess.
I thought you were going to trick me. Anne Palace, an alleged Danish witch.
Yeah, speaking of Denmark, there was a Danish witch.
Was sentenced to death For sorcery.
Sorcery, that's right. That's pretty hard, Liz. Like if you've got to be sentenced to death, I prefer it to be for sorcery.
Why?
It sounds
I'd prefer it to be for like, I don't know. Actually, never mind.
Yeah. What were you going to say? Were you going to say murder?
I mean,
you
if
want to
I
get your
had
money's
an
worth?
option,
Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
well, like, if you're going to do it once in your life,
Yeah?
at least get it over with.
Oh my goodness.
I should not be saying that.
What is this? The Purge?
Well, no.
Good grief. Go on.
Elizabeth Farnese was born.
She was the Queen of Spain, Liz.
And Wang Fuzi died.
That's a good name, isn't it?
Wang Fuzi.
Yeah, Chinese philosopher, Wang Fuji. Pretty good, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Coolio, awesomeness, awesome sauce bean, coolio.
I'm sorry. Was that sorcery what you were just doing right now?
Sentence me.
Liz, so what else is interesting about the date 1692 aside from the stuff you just told me?
It's before the invention of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, that's right. Chocolate ice cream actually came before vanilla ice cream, which is interesting to think about now since vanilla is the most popular and largely the default flavor of ice cream. But in fact, chocolate came first.
No, it makes sense though.
I think so too. Because, what we know now, after what we talked about last week, about how difficult the cultivation of vanilla was with the hand pollination of the rare exotic flowers, chocolate production, Liz, also actually pretty onerous, and the path to discover the steps required to refine cacao into chocolate that we know and love today was a bit of a miracle, actually.
Yep.
It's really hard. Have you ever watched any of those videos online where people are like, so today I'm going to make my own chocolate. We're going to fly down to Honduras and we're going to get some fresh cacao beans and then we're going to ferment them and we're going to remove the husk and we're going to refine the chocolate liquor. There's actually like weird YouTubers that do this and it's a nightmare.
I've seen people open a coconut.
Okay, that's close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Liz. Thank you for your contribution.
Where they throw it on like the wood stick.
They throw it on the wood stick.
Hold on.
No, I believe you.
No,
I've also seen people open coconuts before.
No, but like that.
By throwing it onto a wooden stick?
Mm-hmm.
You're Googling coconut thrown on a stick. My goodness. So as while you're looking that up, we'll just say this. Chocolate.
They do it in Hawaii.
How to open a coconut without any tools.
No, like it's this stick that is in this. On the island, they use these little stick thingies that are in the ground and they slam it on it.
Sure. I think probably a rock might be a better choice there.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't open coconuts that often, so who knows?
Have you ever?
Have I ever opened a coconut?
Yeah.
Yes, I have actually.
Was it fun?
No, because I didn't do it very well and the coconut milk got all over the place.
Wait, coconut's actually have milk in it?
Yeah, what?
I thought that was just a theory.
A theory?
Or
a food theory. You didn't think that coconuts actually had milk?
I thought they just had water.
Well, I mean, there's a liquid inside coconuts that's called coconut milk, but it's very watery. It's not like dairy.
Oh.
Yeah. You're learning all sorts of new things today. Do you want to learn something else that's new?
Sure.
Liz, do you know what the first ever ice cream flavor was? We said chocolate came before vanilla, but it wasn't either of those.
What was it?
You're not going to believe this. It was whale vomit flavor.
How do they know what that tastes like?
Well, that's a bit of an embellishment, actually. So the earliest recorded recipe for something we might recognize as a frozen dairy dessert comes from the early 1660s by an English woman named Lady Anne Fanshawe, who, in her recipe for something called icy cream, that's pretty good, called for flavorings of mace. You know mace, it's a warming spice. It's the covering of nutmeg seeds. Mm-hmm. And then orange blossom water, which was a very popular flavoring at the time. And then this thing called ambergris. Liz, do you know what ambergris is?
A waxy substance that has a very small percent of a sperm whale's defecate.
Yeah, so ambergris is this waxy stuff that comes from the guts of sperm whales. Like 1 to 5% of them can actually make this stuff. And sometimes it says there in the notes, defecate, which means they poop it out. Or also they might possibly regurgitate it, which means like they might throw it up. And after it cures for a while, it gets this really sweet smell and taste as it ages. And people would use it as an additive in foods or in things like ladies' perfumes, for example.
Brooke can regurgitate. Like just when she did it during lunch. She swallowed one of her Mike and Ike's whole and then she regurgitated it.
Well, that's gross. Shout out to Brooke, though.
It was a green one.
That's a talent. Anyway, ambergris is said to have a marine fecal odor when it's fresh, Liz, which means it smells like fish poop. Pretty gross, right?
Why do you want to smell like fish poop?
Well, you don't want to. After a while, as it mellows and ages, it makes it easier for scents to spread and linger. So it would make longer lasting perfumes for women.
Oh.
Yeah, ambergris. It's illegal to possess now, actually, in the United States. You're not allowed to have it. It's part of the Endangered Species Act.
How would they know?
Well, I mean, it's tough to get. There are not a lot of barfing whales hanging around, so there is like a big network that's required to get ambergris.
Can't you just get whale pee off the beach?
How would you do that?
I thought that those foamy things was whale pee.
You thought the ocean foam was whale pee?
Yeah.
What?
That's what Mom told me.
Oh my gosh. Now it comes out. Your mom, I think your mom was tricking you. Ocean foam. Oh my God, that's good. I didn't know she did that. Shout out to your mom. That's very funny. Uh-huh. It's all that, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just all the stuff in the ocean that gets churned up. It's not whale pee. Bruh. You got.
Everyone was telling me that it was whale pee. Even Mom told me that.
Oh, that's very funny. Anyway, Liz, speaking of things that are illegal, do you remember?
I lied to my whole life.
Do you remember last episode we said there were some laws that dictated what you could actually legally call ice cream, like about how much milk fat it had to have in it, for example? Well, there are rules for chocolate ice cream too, Liz. They're laid out in, get this, it's something called the Codex Alimentarius. That's a good name. That sounds like something that would be associated with a Danish witch, the Codex Alimentarius. This is a book that provides international standards for foods, and it says that chocolate ice cream has to have 2 to 2.5% non-fat cocoa solids. So if you want to call something chocolate ice cream, it actually has to have real chocolate in it. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Liz.
What?
You're still small, yes? More or less. Like you're a teenager, but you're a kid, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
When kids are little, it feels like there's this dichotomy whereby they get characterized by whether they like vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
There's vanilla kids and there's chocolate kids. And it's not like you're not allowed to like both, but you kind of have to choose one or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Briars family has this Harry Potter sorting hat that shuffles you off into your respective house. Vanilla, chocolate, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Liz, as I recall, you were a chocolate kid growing up.
Yeah.
You were team chocolate over team vanilla for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I think when your brother was very young and he did like ice cream, he doesn't eat ice cream now, but when he was very young, he liked ice cream. And he also, I think, ate chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because I was a vanilla kid, Liz.
Yeah, you're just different.
Oh, I don't think that's different. It's the most popular flavor on earth.
I like both of them now.
Of course, and so do I. But I didn't like chocolate ice cream until I was an adult, Liz. It was too assertive of a flavor for me, I think, actually.
Really?
I did have a kind of limited palate when I was younger. I mean, now I'm eating fish eyeballs and stuff, so who knows? But back then...
When I was little and would eat the ice cream, it would be everywhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the other thing with chocolate kids, which is that they're always messy.
I'm not.
Well, you're not now, but you used to be when you were a kid and you liked chocolate ice cream. The kids that ate the chocolate ice cream there was always that brown ring around their mouth, like they had a little cocoa goatee. I remember there's a picture of one of your birthday parties when you're little, and it's you and Maya sitting next to each other, and her whole face is just covered in chocolate ice cream. Shout out to Maya.
I don't know.
Very funny.
I still spill. I always end up spilling something on my shirt every day.
You are very messy. That's why we have to put a smock on you when you eat spaghetti.
Not anymore.
Liz,
I was on the bus and I was drinking a chocolate protein shake and I spilled it all down my shirt. And I didn't have anything else because it was just a sweatshirt. I wasn't wearing anything under the sweatshirt.
That's embarrassing.
I know. But I had another sweatshirt in my locker.
Yeah. Speaking of embarrassing, Liz, when I was young and I liked vanilla and all the weird kids and weird messy kids like chocolate, I would associate them with remember when we were saying there were snacks that only bad kids ate, like pizza combos? Chocolate ice cream was a bad kid snack when I was little, to me. It wasn't really, but I thought that it was. What was it, speaking of bad kids, that drew you to chocolate ice cream when you were young, Alyssa, that made you a chocolate kid?
I don't know.
That was a joke. You're not really a bad kid. But
you were a bad kid.
All right, we don't have to get into this.
You were very naughty.
It's moderately accurate. But what was it that you liked about chocolate ice cream?
I don't know.
Was there anything in particular?
You're asking me. You're like, when you were 2 years old, why did you like chocolate ice cream?
Sorry, if it was something that was all the way back in 5th grade when you ate a dandelion puffball, then that would be a different story, right?
Okay, well, what drew you to vanilla ice cream like a million years ago?
Oh, because it was a million years ago. How dare you, first of all. It was a nice, subtle flavor that paired well with toppings.
Well, I didn't like toppings.
I know, you just liked chocolate ice cream.
So boom, shaka boom.
Boom, shaka boom. So it was just like, it was enough of a flavor on its own. It was substantial. It was like the chocolate ice cream was the main course. It didn't need any embellishment.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I think that works pretty well. Liz,
I want to eat.
Well, I mean, let's think about some of the things that you could eat. So we said last week, I felt like there was sort of a function of lesser utility with chocolate ice cream. So you said like chocolate ice cream was the meal unto itself. It tasted good enough to be, the whole thing, the main event, the feature. And I thought vanilla ice cream was sort of like a base to make other things with. So you could make like, root beer floats or ice cream sundaes. I forgot to mention this, but one of my one of Grandpa's favorite things to eat was just a big bowl of vanilla ice cream with salted Planters cocktail peanuts on top. That was the only topping. And that was really a wonderful 2-ingredient snack because you have the cool, creamy smoothness of the vanilla ice cream, and then you have sort of the crunchy, salty nuttiness of the peanuts. So every bite is giving you salty and sweet, creamy and smooth and crunchy and nutty all together. So it's sort of that heterogeneity that we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess you could use chocolate ice cream as a base for flavor excursions as well.
Yeah.
You could have like a chocolate Coke float. That would probably be pretty good. Chocolate milkshake, of course. That's a standard.
Yeah.
Chocolate banana milkshakes are good. So are chocolate peanut butter milkshakes. I used to make those a lot. Chocolate peanut butter protein shakes were excellent. I like a chocolate ice cream sandwich list where the ice cream in the middle is chocolate. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Chocolate ice cream is the base for flavors like Rocky Road. It's got chocolate ice cream and nuts and marshmallows. And then there's chocolate chip, of course, adds a textural component.
Yeah.
Chocolate ice cream list. Also, the base of one of my favorite ice cream flavors of all time, which is Ben & Jerry's Fish Food. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a name for the jam band Fish, who, honestly, I could take or leave. But the ice cream, Alyssa, is phenomenal. One of my favorites of all time. It's chocolate ice cream with little chocolate fudge fish in it, and then a marshmallow swirl inside. And I think it has a caramel swirl, too. It's really amazing.
My math teacher taught us about take or leave.
Yeah? What did she say about it? What did he say about it?
He said, like, if you were doing, like, median and IQR, like box and whisker plot things.
Yeah.
And so when we make like our chart for it, we have to write median and IQR. And so if it's like 20, 20, and then the bottom is like 10 or 5, it's like 20 take or leave 10, 20 take or leave 5.
Oh, I see. That's a different kind of take or leave, but it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I helped your brother with his math homework today, and he's doing fractions.
Oh, I hate fractions.
Fractions are fun.
I could never do fractions because I skipped 3rd and 4th grade math because of COVID.
Oh my God, that's right.
So
you didn't really skip it, but you guys had a different type of instruction.
But let's be real.
You had to catch up.
Didn't actually do anything.
That's not true.
Like, I didn't learn fractions until 6th grade.
Well, shout out to 6th grade fractions.
And I think I still need to go to a tutor. I still don't know math.
I would agree.
Stop.
Anyway, Liz, fractions were my favorite part of math. Speaking of my favorite things, it's now time for my favorite part of this show. Alyssa reads the ingredients list. What's in chocolate ice cream?
Cream, skim milk, sugar, cocoa, processed with alkali, pasteurized egg yolks, tarragon, and guar gum.
So it's really the same ingredients as vanilla ice cream, just with cocoa instead of vanilla flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Here's an interesting thing before we move on. Liz, how do you say the word chocolate?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Do you know how people up here say it, where we live?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Or like chocolate. Like
chocolate,
that.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Very much the New York influence of saying chocolate other than chocolate.
Or, well, there's chocolate.
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
Who says that?
Willy Wonka. Well, there's chocolate and there's chocolate.
Oh my goodness!
Only
from the new
make your confidence skyrocket.
That's pretty good. The Timothy Chalamet Wonka movie. Yeah. I tried to watch that on an airplane. On the way back home from Denmark, actually.
Oh.
And I made it through about 5 minutes and then fell asleep. So shout out to Timothy Chalamet.
I love that song.
Are you ready?
Chocolate and this chocolate.
When you're done your song, are you ready?
Only one doesn't get confident, skyrocket. Yes, I'm ready.
Let's get to the rules of the game. Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's a King of the Mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. And Alyssa...
Yeah?
The reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks is...
Vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream. Yeah, Takis had a good run, Liz.
Vanilla.
What? Takis?
What if there were vanilla Takis?
If there were vanilla Takis?
Hey, I sound like vanilla Takis.
I don't know how I would feel about that. I'm generally skeptical of corn-based desserts, like in that way. Like there was Cinnamon Toast Crunch just released. Cinnamon Toast Crunch coated...
What about
taco shells?
What about a corn crepe?
A corn crepe? That's a tortilla, dear.
A tortilla.
We did have those Buckin' Ranch Takis, which were like Cool Ranch Dorito Takis.
Oh, you know what's the best thing ever?
I didn't like those that much. Did you like them?
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't think they were that good.
But you know what's really fun?
What's that?
When we're in Spanish class and we have to, we get called on and we have to say tortilla.
Uh-huh.
Because then we get to say it like tortilla.
You mean in an accent, like you should be for your class?
Yes, but we're like...
Oh, but you play it up a lot.
Yeah, we're like, tengo una tortilla.
Oh, very good. I have a tortilla. Yes, of course. Liz, Taki's one of the all-time great champions, I think, on this show.
Yes.
It is, however, convenient that now twice in a row, the first contender in a 2-part versus episode has won the crown to set up the grudge match in part 2.
Yeah.
It's almost as if somebody is booking this show intentionally, huh?
Wow.
Well, anyway, we're going to try chocolate ice cream today. Just like with vanilla ice cream, infinite choices for chocolate ice cream production. This one was a little bit more difficult for us to determine which variety we should try this week because there was pretty good general consensus with vanilla that Ben & Jerry's was the best you could reliably get. But reviews and rankings were a bit more scattered and haphazard this time for chocolate. So overall, after looking at more than a dozen different rankings, we settled on the top 2, which are, Alyssa, do you know? Tillamook. Yeah, Tillamook, which is a dairy, so I mostly know them from their cheeses, but they do make a chocolate ice cream, which I had to drive to 4 different stores to find. And then Jenny's Splendid, Alyssa. Jenny's Splendid ice creams, which also makes a darkest chocolate varietal.
Bro.
You ever had Jenny's Splendid?
No, but I wanted Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, well, you can get some of that later. We don't have it today. You know what, though? I don't know if there's just a plain chocolate Ben & Jerry's flavor. I didn't see any at the store when I was there. There was like a million different types of chocolate, but at the grocery store that I went to where I was looking at the Ben & Jerry's, I didn't see just straight up chocolate.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I see it now. You're looking at it on your screen. You're showing me the scoop shops have just chocolate ice cream, but there were always like mixings.
No, I don't see it. There's no just regular chocolate.
What was that first thing that you were showing there? That one right there.
Oh.
Anyway, Liz, Jenny Splendid, I know from wandering down the streets of Alexandria, Virginia, and following my nose like Toucan Sam to the scent of freshly baked waffle cones, because they make freshly baked waffle cones, and then you get to put all the really nice flavors that they have in there, like brambleberry crisp inside. I had a cinnamon roll ice cream once there that was really lights out. Anyway, those are the 2 we've got. So, Liz.
Crunch time.
It's crunch time. We rate our snacks using a tier list from Sprinkles to Fun Dip.
Sprinkles to Fun Dip.
So, snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F with the very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. The following contest is scheduled for 1 serving.
1 serving.
And is for the undisputed championship of junk food. Liz.
Wait, Dad, I have a question.
Okay.
Did you do chocolate ice cream just so you could see me get messy? Because it's gonna happen.
No, that's funny to think about, though. I mean, I guess
you like to set me up on this show.
That's true. I do. Well, I mean, not all the time. I didn't show you the picture of the fish eyeball.
I bet you're going to when we're done with the show, though.
Oh, 100%. That's happening. Yeah.
What happens if you just bent a spoon? Would it actually just bend?
You know, there's a guy named Yuri Geller who was
That's huge.
Well, this was the only size of Tillamook chocolate ice cream they had. It's a 1.5 quarts, not exactly a half gallon, but close to it. I was saying there was a guy named Yuri Geller who was famous for convincing people that he was a psychic who could bend spoons. And then, of course, he was debunked by famous debunker,
this is soft.
magician James Randi, who passed away recently, the mentor for Penn and Teller.
This is very soft.
So you've got Tillamook chocolate there. It's a big cylinder 1.5 quarts of chocolate ice cream. It says, tastes better because it's made right. Made with more cream than the other guys. Ice cream is smooth and rich and extra creamy. And it looks nice. It looks like
it's
a nice,
fluffy.
Soft, fluffy chocolate ice cream. Now, you'll recall last week we said fluffier was not necessarily better. We liked Ben & Jerry's because it was denser and richer than Haagen-Dazs. It smells like chocolate milk, you know?
Yeah.
Like sort of that soft, creamy, smooth, barely chocolatey flavor. Oh, that's very nice though, Liz.
Yeah.
It tastes a lot like, it's funny to say this because this was the best ranked chocolate ice cream that people said you could buy in most stores, but it just tastes like those little tiny cups that you would get like at a cookout. It's got the little wooden thing on top that acts
like
as a
the
spoon.
ones they sell at school lunches.
Yeah, that's right. And it's generally not considered to be a high quality chocolate, but it's a similar flavor. And I don't dislike it at all. This is very nice. When I was a kid, I didn't like chocolate ice cream that much because I thought the chocolate flavor was harsh and overpowering, but this is not at all. This is more than a Frosty, but less than like a Hershey bar, like in the middle there. Would you say?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do the math here. So 2. So 6. If we were to eat this whole thing, it'd be about 1,300. That's not right. They're definitely more than that.
Says there are 9 servings per container, and it's 220 calories per serving. So whatever 220 times 9 is.
Oh, I did different.
You did 6. I don't know why.
No, because I did 2/3 times 9 is 6 times 220.
You didn't need to do that. Serving size is 2/3 of a cup. There are 9 servings. You don't need to multiply 9 by 2/3. Just this many calories per serving.
Oh.
Not per cup. So there's more than that. Close to 2,000 calories.
Yeah. Like 1,900 something.
1,980 calories. So that's actually not bad. You could eat this entire 1.5 quart tub of chocolate ice cream and get away with fewer calories than eating an entree at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you think you'd feel if you ate this entire thing of ice cream?
Oh my goodness, I would die. I'll be on the toilet for years.
Good grief. All right, Liz, so that's plain Tillamook chocolate ice cream. And it tastes like plain chocolate ice cream. It's very good. It's soft, a little bit rich, cocoa-y and chocolatey at the same time. Very creamy. I like it. It's pleasant. Now, we're going to try Jenny's Splendid Darkest Chocolate Ice Cream, which it says here on the 1 pint container that it is mouth-filling and palate-gripping. That's interesting ad copy, because that lends me to believe that there is going to be a lot of fat in this.
Yeah.
Because the fat is going to spread the flavor over our tongues and try to sort of counteract the way that the cold mutes the taste sensations. It says it has a pleasingly dry finish. I have never heard anyone describe ice cream as having a dry finish. That's usually like a wine thing. Fascinating. It says it's packed with fair trade cocoa and not much else, with grass-grazed milk. Now, I should also note, Alice, that 1.5 quart tub of Tillamook chocolate ice cream cost me $6.99, not on sale at the grocery store today. And this 1 pint container of Jenny's Splendid Darkest Chocolate Ice Cream was marked at $10.79, but rang up at $9.99 on sale. Now, you can immediately look at this and see that it
doesn't smell chocolatey.
It is well darker than the Tillamook chocolate. This is a little...
It smells good, though.
It's a little bit harder because this was in the freezer since yesterday, and the Tillamook I brought right home from the store and right up here to the studio.
It's very...
So this is a really dark, really dense, really smooth chocolate ice cream. Look at the way the spoon barely leaves a trail through the top of this ice cream when you scoop it.
Very chocolatey.
It smells more chocolatey.
It reminds me of a hot chocolate.
It smells like a chocolate cake. Like if you were to eat a very rich chocolate cake. Like almost like the shell on the Zuckertorte that we ate. Oh, wow.
This one is...
You have chocolate ice cream on your nose. How did that happen? Oh my goodness. Here, take a paper towel. This is one of the few podcast studios that keeps paper towels on hand, I think, for just such occasions where a small child might have chocolate ice cream on her nose. All right, now what do you notice about this one? Because this is a markedly different flavor profile than the Tillamook.
It's much darker.
It is much darker. This is a very deep, very rich chocolate flavor. The cocoa notes are coming through. This is like It's almost like if you barely wetted cocoa powder with cream and tried to eat it. You have, oh my gosh, it is all over your whole face. This is insane. It tastes almost like there are bitter notes, like almost like coffee in this, Alyssa. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Like almost the dregs of a pot of coffee. That sort of like dark, sort of roasty, sort of bitter note that you get. Now, interestingly enough, here, Liz, if you'll notice, serving size on this Jenny's Splendid Pint, also 2/3 of a cup, but calories per serving is 310 versus 220 for the Tillamook, which leads me to believe that the Tillamook is pumping a lot more air into theirs, a lot more overrun. And you can kind of tell just by feeling these and eating them.
They're literally almost equal.
Yeah, they're, are they packed by weight or volume? I guess it's volume. Anyway, Liz, let's hit the bliss point. What do you think about these two chocolate ice creams?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I like the people-pleasing chocolate ice cream, the Tillamook chocolate ice cream, a little bit more than I like the hardcore Jenny's Splendid super dark chocolate. I think your mom would probably like the darker one better. I think my mom, definitely grandma, would like darker chocolate better.
I don't know.
What do you think about these?
I'm thinking A flat for both.
A
I like
flat
them
for both.
I like them both in different ways.
I think that's good. They're very different. It's not like with the... They're very different. It's not like with the Ben & Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs vanillas where there were some textural differences, but overall the flavors were very similar. I think the Haagen-Dazs was a little sharper, a little bit more alcohol-y, medicinal almost. But these have wildly different flavor profiles.
Why do stink bugs stink when they get squished?
It's a good question. I don't know, actually. I've never thought about that. Which you're bringing up because there is a stink bug crawling along the blinds on the window in the studio here. So Liz, back to the chocolate ice cream for a sec. You said A flat for both.
It helps protect the bugs against predators.
Well, I guess that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa.
Why do stink bugs stink?
Focus, dear.
Okay.
A flat, you said for both of these. I would say...
But actually, I'm going to go to A-.
A-. Interesting. Okay. I would say A- for the Tillamook and B flat for the Jenny's Splendid. I just think the super dark chocolate is a little bit off-putting for me.
It's overwhelming.
It is a bit overwhelming. And the bitterness is not really something that I want coming through in a chocolate ice cream, I think. It's there for some people that like it. It's fine. It's not for me. What do you think then? The big showdown, chocolate versus vanilla. You were a chocolate kid. I was a vanilla kid. Now we have to make a decision. Where do we stand as a podcast? Which is the winner of the chocolate versus vanilla showdown, the grudge match?
I think I'm gonna go with vanilla.
Wow, interesting. So the tides have turned on you as you have matured, and you have gone from Team Chocolate to Team Vanilla. Is that so? Well, I agree, obviously, of course, which means that vanilla ice cream is your winner and still reigning, defending, undisputed champion of snacks. So yeah, Liz, we settled it for all time. Vanilla ice cream better than chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
That won't be controversial at all, will it?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. You know what's not controversial, Alyssa?
The Oreo?
The Oreo rule, that's right. There are no new Oreos right now. We're still working our way through that pack of churro Oreos, Liz, which I find to be a nice snack.
Yeah.
If I wander by the pantry, I don't feel bad about just grabbing one and chowing down while I'm walking up the stairs.
Sorry.
And you're just totally focused on this
I cannot.
Stink bug on the window here.
Me, so frustrated.
Here, go get him. No, you don't want to? Well, Alyssa, each week on this show, we ask a very important question. Can you deep fry this week's snack? Will it deep fry?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can fry vanilla ice cream, you can fry chocolate ice cream. We talked about this last week on the show. There's fried ice cream, which is a kind of a big thing, or it was anyway when Chi-Chi's was popular. Most recipes for fried ice cream call for plain vanilla, like we said. I think it's a default since vanilla is the most popular flavor and the easiest to pair with the complementary flavors of cinnamon and sugar that are part of the fried ice cream coating. However, Alyssa, as you know, chocolate and cinnamon, a formidable duo harkening back to the Aztec era and Montezuma drinking his chocolate with cayenne and cinnamon. So it's a nice mix that I don't think gets the respect that it deserves.
Yeah.
In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing a chocolate cinnamon toast crunch varietal at some point. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think we should make a chocolate cinnamon fried ice cream?
Maybe.
Like we could crush up Cinnamon Toast Crunch and coat the ice cream and then fry it?
Maybe.
I think that would be pretty good. Yeah. You know what else would be good, Liz?
What?
The Back of the Box. It's time to check out The Back of the Box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. Would you like to play a game?
Sure.
This week's segment is...
real quick.
Oh my goodness, what?
Can stink bugs fly?
I think they have wings, yeah. I don't know. I've never seen one fly.
I want to trap it in the cup.
What cup?
In my cup.
In your drinking glass?
Yes.
No, thank you.
And then I'll bring it outside later.
Let's finish the show, and then we'll worry about the stink bug. How's that?
Okay.
Liz,
what?
Would you like to play a game?
Yes.
One that doesn't involve a stink bug?
Yeah.
Okay. This week's segment is Around the World in 80 Bites. Again!
Yeah.
On Around the World in 80 Bites, we try snacks from across. I did it again. Across the globe. Oh my goodness. Liz, so I said I went to Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was only there for a few hours, I had a chance to wander around Copenhagen and do some touristy things.
Touristy?
Touristy, yeah, like things of tourists.
Got you.
I saw some castles.
Oh.
Yeah, walked along the fjords or whatever. I saw the statue of the Little Mermaid.
Oh.
That's pretty neat. A tribute to creator Hans Christian Andersen, famously from the country. I also had a chance, Alyssa, to sample Danish 7-Eleven, like the store, the shops. And let me tell you, Liz, these were some fantastic convenience stores.
They were clean.
Clean.
Well lit.
Well lit, that's right.
And they had fresh baked pastries?
Yeah, they had all these like freshly baked, beautiful, gorgeous looking pastries and these homemade entrees that looked wonderful as well. There were these like yakitori skewers, like chicken skewers that looked like they could have come out of a real Japanese teriyaki house.
Chicken kebab.
It was amazing. And then we had we had some cinnamon rolls, Liz, from the 7-Eleven that were among the best cinnamon rolls I've ever had in my life.
Really?
I couldn't believe this. Yeah, it was amazing. We talked to the young lady who was working at the counter. She told us that in Denmark, 7-Eleven is like a very well-respected outfit, and the workers take a lot of pride in ensuring that the store is tidy and well-stocked, and because it's, one of the only places that's open 24 hours there.
Yep.
That's right. Anyway, I got some candy bars that I picked up at the 7-Eleven, so you want to try them out?
Yeah. He finally made it to the top.
Oh, the stink bug is trying to escape from the studio. Well, I hope he makes it. Anyway, Liz, we have two different candy bars here. We have the Yankee Original, which is, in fact, from Denmark, a Danish candy bar.
Check.
I did check for nuts. It's sort of like a Milky Way.
Did you freeze this?
No, I didn't freeze it, but it was in the cooler that I brought the ice cream up in. And then here I also have a bar called Keks Choklad, which is sort of like a Swedish Kit Kat almost. So we've got like a Danish Milky Way called the Yankee Original, and then Keks Choklad, which is sort of like a Kit Kat from Sweden. So you're eating the Yankee Original bar. You just took a bite. What'd you think of it?
It's good.
It's good. That's all you've got to say?
It tastes like a Milky Way.
It does. Okay. So yeah, and it looks like a Milky Way too. You took a little bite of the corner here. There looks to be a soft, fluffy nougat with a layer of, this identifies it as toffee, but it looks like a soft caramel, and then a thin, crispy layer of chocolate. It smells like a Milky Way.
Is this just a chocolate wafer? This one's good. Because it actually tastes like a wafer.
So I like the Yankee Original. It's like a better version of a Milky Way. It's sweet. The caramel actually has some complexity to it. It's not just straight up sugar. The nougat is more dense than in a Milky Way. A Milky Way's nougat is very fluffy. This is a little bit more substantial. And the chocolate, obviously, because it's European chocolate, is better than the American chocolate version. And you said you like the Keks bar too, because this is like a Kit Kat. It's just crispy wafer with chocolate on top of it. So I'll break a piece off. And you said you can actually taste the wafer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty nice. There's a very, very thin layer of chocolate on this. And the wafer tastes like a sort of barely sweet cookie, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
These are good.
It's like, yeah.
Keks Choklad. It says here, Alyssa, a Swedish favorite since 1938. So it's almost as old as me, right? Ha ha ha.
Around there.
Very good. Anyway, what do you think? You want to give these some ratings?
Yeah. I'm giving the Yankee thing a B-. minus, C
B
plus,
minus, C plus. C plus for the Yankee original. Okay, I'll go higher than that. I would say a B minus.
And
no, maybe a B flat, actually. I like that quite a bit. It's just it's substantial. I would never be able to eat the whole thing.
In the Kex thing,
Uh-huh.
I'm giving an A minus.
A minus for Kex Chocolat. I think me too, actually. I like that a lot. I think Kit Kat is one of our best candy bars in the world, actually. And this is a really, really good interpretation of that. Or possibly the original, since it's been around since 1938. I don't know when Kit Kats were made. Wow, very good. Yeah, I like both of these. I'm pleasantly surprised by this.
Me too.
Shout out to Denmark and Sweden.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Liz.
Oh, we need more of the hot wing chips.
I'm sorry, what? You just polished off your second bag of Ruffles Double Crunch Buffalo Wing flavored chips?
Yep.
Good grief.
Where did you even find them again?
Oh, I told you the Easter Bunny's been finding them for me.
No, but like, what store has he been getting them from?
What store has the Easter Bunny been getting them from? I don't know. Wouldn't it be weird if a 6-foot rabbit walked into like a Walgreens and was like, yeah, where do you keep the buffalo wing chips?
Like a Walmart?
Like a Walmart. So I probably wouldn't be surprised if I saw a 6-foot rabbit walk into a Walmart, honestly. Have you been to a Walmart?
Probably.
Well, Liz, this was a good show. I would say an excellent show. And this podcast, in fact, should reach you in excellent condition. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Any final thoughts on the show today, Alyssa, as you polish off a king-size Kex Chocolat?
Why do you even ask this question anymore?
I mean, you might have something you want to bring up. You've forgotten about the stink bug already, thank goodness.
I didn't forget about it. It just crawled into our ceiling, though.
Oh, maybe it crawled into your ear.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of
fun.
Wow. For more, go to X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, or wherever you choose to be social and find us at Junk Feud Pod. You can watch fun-sized reviews on YouTube, buy our merch on TeePublic, and don't forget to catch all the snaction each and every week wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike.
Hasta lasagna.
Don't get any on ya.
Bye.